Yeah, so who knew I would end up here? Honestly, this was the biggest left turn of my life. I grew up in Philadelphia, but I moved to New York City when I was in college to pursue a career in fashion. So I lived in New York for about 13 years and I worked in the fashion industry during that time. And it was a great career. I had a great time doing it. It was a lot of fun. But when 2020 happened, I had a lot of people kind of reaching out to me, a lot of my friends, a lot of my loved ones in New York who were participating in the riots, and they were challenging me personally, and they were asking me to explain the actions of every police officer across the country, more or less. And because I had a dad who was 10 years retired in law enforcement, somehow I held all the answers, or at least they expected me to.
Yeah.
And it created, it was really tough. It was really eye opening. It was really jarring because I lived kind of a sheltered life. I didn't know that there was any sort of community out there. Like I always say, the term ACAB was brand new information for me. So I was like really kind of blindsided across the board. Not only was this a thing, but a lot of my close loved ones were actively participating in it and kind of dragging me into it, sending me photos and videos from the protests. And it was kind of a tough pickle that I was in, because they were, complaining about the cop that was standing in front of them telling to go home because they were out past curfew. And I was saying, well, that cop has probably been working for 72 hours, is experiencing God knows what, and would do anything to go home. And when they do go home, they're going to have to figure out how to put their kids to bed and read them a bedtime story. Like, it's not making sense to me. And
Right.
I couldn't see how they couldn't see that. And so, long story short, I was just thinking I have to do something as a civilian. I really felt called to speak up and let them know, let cops know that there was at least one civilian here who was supporting them.
Hmm.
And that's when I started kind of going down this rabbit hole and interviewing police officers to see what that could look like from, again, a civilian with a background in fashion. Like, I had no idea where to start.
Perfect.
Exactly. Like, the dots were not connecting. But what kept coming up in these conversations was the fact that my dad was a police officer and that I spoke so highly of him and my relationship with him. And it kept coming up over and over again that they couldn't say the same things about their own kids or their relationship with their own kids, or, they were reflecting that their kids didn't talk to them anymore, or they didn't have a relationship with them, or they were trying to actively repair that relationship. And it was really, again, blindsided all over again because I never thought twice about the fact that my dad happened to be a cop. And now come to find that positive relationships between cops and kids don't always happen. Who knew?
Yeah.
And so that's when I decided to kind of start going down that route of sharing this awareness of, like, your kids are having their own experience with your job, whether you realize it or not. And the sooner you get ahead of that, the
Yeah.
better. Because if you realize when they're 15, 16 and they're lashing out, the damage is done and now you're going to have to repair it. So I want to get ahead of that and share about my experience and, like you said, Tyler, my positive experience and what is possible, even
Yeah.
though it can feel kind of difficult in this industry.